Welcome back, little dreamers, to another exciting adventure with Tommy through time. Tonight, we journey to the magical land of ancient India, where Tommy will discover the wisdom of emperors, the secrets of science, and the peace of a faraway land. Ready to join him? Let's step through the pages of history together. Tommy felt a warm breeze on his face as he opened his eyes to a world filled with vibrant colors and the sound of people chattering in a language he didn't recognize. He stood in the middle of a bustling marketplace, surrounded by stalls piled high with fragrant spices, golden fruits, and shimmering fabrics. The air smelled sweet, like cinnamon and jasmine, and the people wore long, flowing robes that shimmered in the sunlight. "Wow, where am I?" Tommy whispered, his eyes wide with wonder. A kind, elderly man approached Tommy with a smile. His long white beard swayed as he spoke in a gentle voice. "You're in the great city of Pataliputra, the heart of the Maurya Empire." Tommy's eyes grew even wider. "The Maurya Empire? What's that?" The old man chuckled. "It's the most powerful empire in all of ancient India, ruled by Emperor Ashoka, a wise and noble leader." As they walked through the market, Tommy marveled at the enormous elephants adorned with colorful blankets and bells that clinked softly as they moved. Children played in the streets, their laughter mixing with the sounds of drums and flutes. In the distance, Tommy could see the emperor's grand palace, towering over the city with its golden domes shining in the sun. Emperor Ashoka wasn't always peaceful, the old man explained. But after many battles, he realized that kindness and wisdom were the true paths to happiness. Now, his empire is known for peace and prosperity. Tommy listened closely, intrigued by the idea of a ruler who had chosen peace over power. As they approached the palace gates, Tommy couldn't wait to learn more about this fascinating emperor. Tommy's journey continued as he followed the old man to a serene garden, where the air was filled with the soft sound of wind chimes and birdsong. In the center of the garden, monks in bright orange robes sat cross-legged, their eyes closed in peaceful meditation. "Welcome to a Buddhist monastery," the old man said. "Here, we follow the teachings of the Buddha." The monks invited Tommy to sit with them, and he settled onto the soft grass. "What did Buddha teach?" Tommy asked, feeling curious. One of the monks opened his eyes and smiled at Tommy. "Buddha taught that true happiness doesn't come from riches or power, but from within. He believed in being kind to all living things and finding peace in your heart." Tommy nodded, thinking of all the things he had seen in the bustling city. "So, it's not about having the biggest palace or the most treasure?" The monk shook his head. "No, young traveler. It's about living with compassion and understanding. If we let go of greed, anger, and hatred, we can find true happiness." Tommy closed his eyes and tried to find that peace within himself. The garden felt so calm, like the world had stopped for a moment just to breathe. He thought about all the things that really made him happy, spending time with his family, helping his friends, and learning new things. As he opened his eyes, Tommy felt lighter, like a little bit of that peace had found its way into his heart. After leaving the peaceful garden, Tommy found himself in front of a large building filled with students and teachers. Inside, the walls were lined with scrolls and strange diagrams. Tommy had arrived at Takshashila, one of the oldest universities in the world. A young scholar with bright eyes and a scroll in hand welcomed Tommy. "You've come to the right place. This is where we study the stars, numbers, and everything in between. Have you ever heard of the number 0? 0? Tommy asked, confused. "What's so special about that?" The scholar smiled. "Before us, no one had a symbol for nothing. We created the number 0, which changed everything. It made mathematics much easier and allowed us to calculate bigger and bigger numbers. Tommy's eyes lit up. Wow, so without zero, we couldn't do any big math problems? Exactly, the scholar nodded. And it doesn't stop there. We've also studied the stars for centuries. Take a look. The scholar handed Tommy a beautifully drawn star map. It showed constellations, planets, and even predicted lunar cycles. Tommy was amazed. You knew all this back then? That's incredible. The scholar nodded proudly. Our discoveries have helped shape the world of science and mathematics. We believe that knowledge can change everything. As Tommy left the university, he felt a sense of awe at how much people from long ago had already known about the world. It made him wonder what else he might discover as he traveled through time. Tommy's final stop was the Grand Palace, where he was brought before the legendary Emperor Ashoka. The emperor was seated on a magnificent throne, surrounded by rich tapestries and golden decorations, yet his expression was gentle and kind. "Welcome, young traveler," Ashoka said with a warm smile. "I hear you've been learning about my empire and the wisdom we treasure here." Tommy nodded eagerly. "I learned about your journey from being a warrior to spreading peace, and the teachings of the Buddha. It's amazing how much you've done for your people." Ashoka's face grew thoughtful. "There was a time when I believed power and conquest were the only ways to rule. But after witnessing the suffering of my people, I realized that true strength lies in kindness, and that wisdom can unite us more than any army ever could." The emperor reached into his robes and pulled out a small coin engraved with the image of a lion. "This is a symbol of my empire's values: strength, peace, and wisdom. I want you to have it, Tommy, to remind you that kindness is always the greatest power." Tommy held the coin tightly, feeling its smooth surface and thinking about all the lessons he had learned on this journey. "I'll remember that," he promised. "Thank you, Emperor Ashoka." As Tommy prepared to return home, he waved goodbye to the people of ancient India, his heart full of the wisdom he had gained and a promise to always choose kindness. And so, Tommy returned home, with the wisdom of ancient India tucked safely in his heart. As you close your eyes tonight, remember the lessons of kindness and peace, and let them guide you into sweet dreams. Good night, little dreamers, until our next adventure.